Imagine getting paid to snuggle snakes, or pop bubble wrap, or even milk venom from a cobra's fangs. Oh yes, these jobs are real. Welcome to the wild, wacky, and downright unbelievable world of America's weirdest professions, where people cash in on skills you didn't even know could be skills. But here's the craziest part. Some of these jobs pay six figures. So buckle up, because by the end of this, you'll be questioning every career choice you've ever made. And trust me, you haven't even heard the half of it. Picture this. You walk into a cozy living room. Sunlight streams through the windows. A golden retriever, fluffy tail wagging, looks up at you like you are made of bacon. Your job? Cuddle this dog for an hour. No paperwork, no meetings. Just pure, unfiltered snuggles. Professional pet snugglers are hired by busy owners, lonely pets, or even anxious rescue animals who need extra love. And no, this isn't a fantasy. It's a paycheck. Some snugglers even specialize in reptiles. Yes, snakes get hugs too. But here's the twist. You don't just sit there. You're trained in animal behavior, knowing when a cat's purr means more scritches, or when a dog's sigh means nap time. And the best part? Zero awkward small talk. Just you, a furry friend, and the easiest job interview ever. Would you quit your job to cuddle pets all day? Comment below. But wait, what if I told you there's a job even stranger than this? One where people get paid to balance rocks. You're in a quiet park. A man kneels by a riverbank stacking stones, one atop the other, until they spiral into a tower that defies physics. This isn't a hobby. It's a profession. Rock balancers are hired for weddings, corporate retreats, even meditation gardens, because their creations aren't just pretty, they're metaphors for life. Unstable? Maybe, but somehow they hold. These artists don't use glue. No tricks, just patience, precision, and a sixth sense for balance. Some stacks survive storms, others collapse in seconds. And the pay? Up to $500 an hour for the best. But here's the kicker. One wrong move, and everything crashes. Imagine spending hours on a masterpiece, only for a squirrel to sneeze nearby. Poof, gone. Could you stay calm if your paycheck literally depended on the wind? Tell me in the comments. And speaking of high-stakes jobs, wait until you hear about the people who dive into murky ponds to collect golf balls, dark water, thick algae, something squishy brushes your leg. Welcome to the life of a golf ball diver, where every plunge is a treasure hunt, and every treasure is a slimy, waterlogged ball. These scuba warriors wade into ponds at golf courses, braving turtle bites, cold water, and the occasional "what is that smell?" to retrieve thousands of lost balls. Oh, and they're covered in pond scum. But here's the wild part. They resell them. A single dive can yield 5,000 balls at 50 cents each. That's $2, 500 a day. Some divers even specialize, only grabbing premium brands. And yes, there's black market drama, stolen balls, rival divers, even fake brands. But the real danger? The unknown. Because in those murky depths, you never know what's lurking. Would you dive into a swamp for $2, 500? Or is this a hard pass? And if you think that's risky, just wait until you meet the people who volunteer to glow in the dark. Next up, human guinea pigs, snake milkers, and the most dangerous dessert job on Earth. Trust me, you're not ready. You walk into a lab. A scientist hands you a jar labeled Extreme BO. Your job? Sniff it deeply. Odor judges test everything, from garbage bags to deodorant, to see if it actually masks smells. Some days, it's fresh linen. Other days, unwashed gym socks from 1997. The training? Brutal. Your nose gets calibrated like a machine. You learn to describe smells like a wine connoisseur. Notes of rotten eggs with a hint of despair. And the pay? $40 an hour to suffer. But here's the worst part. Some smells never leave your memory. What's the worst smell you've ever endured? Share your trauma below. And if that wasn't gross enough, wait until you meet the people who pick worms at 5 a.m., 4:30 a.m. The world is still asleep. But in the misty fields, headlamps flicker like fireflies as figures crawl through the mud. These are worm pickers, the unsung heroes of fishing bait. Their tools, bare hands, rain gear, and an unholy tolerance for damp earth. The competition is fierce. Some worm hotspots are guarded like gold mines. Veteran pickers develop a sixth sense for worm vibrations, feeling their wriggles through the soil. And the payoff? $200 for a bucket of nightcrawlers. But there's one rule: never look up. Because when you're knee-deep in mud at dawn, you don't want to know what's watching from the tree line. Could you handle a job where your coworkers are earthworms and crows? Boom! The sky screams in color. Below, a grinning mad scientist adjusts a wire. One wrong connection, and this 4th of July show becomes a war zone. Fireworks designers don't just light fuses. They choreograph explosions to music, calculating burn rates, wind drift, and the exact millisecond to make hearts stop. They've memorized the personalities of every shell. This one's a diva, launches late but blooms like a peacock. And the pay? $10,000 per show, if you don't accidentally reinvent the Molotov cocktail. But here's the secret no one admits. Every show is a gamble, and the house always wins eventually. Would you trust yourself with enough explosives to level a small town? The shovel bites into cold earth. 6 feet down, the world gets quieter. Gravediggers don't just dig holes, they sculpt final resting places with eerie precision. Some use backhoes, others just muscle and sweat. The pay? $25 per hour to wrestle with frozen winter ground or summer clay that sticks like guilt. And when the funeral director whispers, "We need it by noon," you learn to dig faster, even when your blisters scream. But the real test comes at midnight, when you're alone in the cemetery, and your shovel hits something that wasn't on the map. The pizza box is waterproof. The client? A billionaire in an underwater hotel. You strap on your tank, check the oxygen, and pray the pepperoni doesn't float away. Scuba pizza delivery exists in Florida, where the rich demand hot meals, even at the bottom of the ocean. One wrong move and the box floods. $200 worth of toppings, now fish food. The tips? Amazing. The risk? Sharks don't care about your 30 minutes or free guarantee. And when a curious eel tastes the crust through the box, you realize this job's real enemy isn't drowning. It's hungry marine life. Your fingers are raw. Your ears ring with the SCHRIIP of Velcro for the 8,000th time today. Velcro testers destroy hook and loop fasteners until their hands cramp, all to answer one question. Will this hold through the apocalypse? Some test straps for NASA. Others for toddler shoes. The worst? Industrial strength Velcro, the kind that could peel paint off walls. And when your boss casually says try it with gloves, then without, that's when you know hell is real and it's sticky. But the true horror comes at night, when you dream in ripping sounds. You spend 72 hours carving a 15-foot dragon into the beach. The details? Flawless. The scales? Hypnotic. The crowd? Awestruck. And then the tide rolls in. Professional sand sculptors are masters of ephemeral art. Their magnum opus always has an expiration date. They use cheese knives, straws, even dental tools to perfect textures. And when some drunk tourist stumbles into your masterpiece, that's why the pros carry spare shovels and bail money. Because sand isn't the only thing that shifts. So do morals when someone ruins your $10,000 sculpture. Which of these jobs would you try or run screaming from? Loved this journey through America's weirdest paychecks? Smash that like button. It helps others find the weirdness. Subscribe for more. Wait, that's a job? Content. Comment your wildest career fantasy. Who knows? Maybe it already exists. Stay curious. Stay weird. And remember, somewhere, someone's getting paid to hug a snake.